Hello, everyone. I'm a little sick, so excuse my voice. And if I cough, I'm still trying to get over whatever bug I got. But we are back today with more reactions. This is going to be reactions to a few short films that came up on my feed. I don't think they're necessarily like spooky, but they're um, just some short films. So I don't know too much about them, but as you know, we learn together when we watch these. So let's get into it. The first one is called Heathens by Studio Psycho. Let's see, what does it say? It says Heathens is an action dark fantasy indie animation series about demons, devotion, and an era coming to an end. As hell rumbles with the threat of an infernal war, follow a crew of three ride or die demonic friends as they navigate the underworld, chasing means through a whirlwind of bounties, brawls, and high stakes heights. Okay. I wonder, is it based off a video game? Ooh. Hellhounders? Oh, they have a Kickstarter, so that's cool too. Okay. So let's get into it. What is this about? I'm curious.
So, you dragged us out this far to do what exactly?
Come on, it's not that obvious. To tame a hellhound, of course. Some commission called in, and I, Axel, am pew 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 answering. Come on, that was funny. So, with a little bit of research, turns out the best place to find them is our homeland here in District 4. Well, the outskirts of it, but same thing.
Or you could have just gone to the pound.
All those ones are super murderous and angry. So I thought, what demon wants that? I'm looking for a bona fide, real deal, nice and friendly, pure, surreal.
You missed your pants, didn't you?
Hey! For your information, the pound hounds were really scared. Shh, there they are.
Little babies.
So, got a plan?
Yup.
What is that?
Sweet plan, right?
Aren't those illegal?
Nah, I confiscated them. I'm a guard, right? Surely it's fine. Hey, little buddies! Look what I got!
What I mean by that is the colors are really bright. Trying to see what style of
Alright, playtime's
brush
over.
they may have
Get
used
yourself
to
prepped.
get the background
Carlos
to
says the
be-
traps are ready.
I always in
Traps?
my mind it's Rizzo.
You know, the
Prince's.
traps. To capture them? Because that's the
They
first
use
step to
neon
taming
colors
the...
for the background. It seems like the yellow is really bright,
Axel.
even though there are some muted tones. Oh my god, what is that? Uh-oh. What did he do?
That's what the pellets do?
I thought you had a plan!
Please call Carlos!
Status.
Plan's screwed up! 3 hounds after us and...
The phone is done.
Rocks! Very big! Look out!
Just as I thought. You've never hunted a hound before, have you?
Carlos.
Huh? Carlos! What are you...
Oh yeah, that's so nice.
Watch and learn.
Like a, what do I say? I don't know if that's like what That's such a nice texture. It reminds me of Arcane.
Your move.
Obliged. Do you know the real secret to taming a hellhound? Beat it. Sounds like you needed some help, though. However,
What
this
does that
one
mean? What did he do? Did he
belongs to
just
me.
Put, like, he put it to sleep a hat?
Hey! I thought we were helping me.
I'm the one who beat it. You had your chance there, idiot. Don't think I didn't witness you dragging your face through the dirt.
I was rescuing Ara.
Typical. You just wanted another cool moment, didn't you?
You would too if you were there. After all that effort to set up traps for you, this is how you repay me. I thought you forgot something at home. You wander off all the time. How was I supposed to know?
whoop-de-doo. Maybe we should have just formed a
No,
karmic
no,
contract.
don't you dare condescend me. This is not...
You're a sentinel. Just fight better.
Okay, I'll have you know that's not
How
what we're...
about we just visit the pound instead, now that you know what to do?
Are you sure we can't just do that again?
Oh. They all start off as these like little fluffy creatures, and they turn into like these big beasts.
Keep at it. You're doing great.
Hey, I'll be fine, right? Not really.
Perfect.
Oh no. That was good. I really like that. Voice actors. When I look at like this style, it reminds me of Warcraft just because of how soft it looks. Also, this art style reminds me of what is that show called? Is it Gravity Falls? Even though I think Gravity Falls has more of a cartoon art style, but when I think about like some aspects of the background, it reminds me of Gravity Falls a bit. It also reminds me a little bit of Vox Machina. Yeah, that was really good. I like that. All right, on to the next one. This one is called Sun and Moon, made by, I don't want to mispronounce, but is it Saya Create? A chef father discovers his son's secret, leading to a double life. A new teacher in a dish that surpasses his father's elite standards. Okay. of interesting textures going on with this flower here. It has like a, I don't want to say iridescent, but it's like a glow to it. Take advantage. Learn some new skills. I'll take that as I go to my next job. His own path, you know, because I'm assuming this is like a French style restaurant his dad owns, and it's just probably not his calling, and he found his calling, which was a different cuisine. Dad, you know you want to try it. Like, wow. As he's eating his son's food. I love that. was really good though. I'm curious. Let me see. The story was created by a wonderful team. Yes. Finding your teaching style and learning to be the real you, not your parents' ideal for the real you. Be true to yourself. Yeah, that's a good takeaway from that. And it definitely showed in the film. Moon's Kitchen and Sunny's Grill, love the contrast. Because Sunny's Grill, I'm assuming, was the. Oh, so technically that is the son's restaurant because Sunny's Grill was the ladies that he learned from. Moon's Kitchen is his dad's restaurant. So then they combined the two, which is the son's last name and the dad's last name, and then grill. Okay, yeah, that's so good. I like that. I like that. Nice. Okay, let's go to the next one. It says What I See by Sarah Lim. This is a different art style like this.
Good morning, class. My name is Mrs. Hui. I will be teaching you art this year. Some people think that anything can be art, but mere abstractions and one-note representations of an idealized sense of beauty will always fail to capture the true essence of the world and the human condition. One must render reality exactly as it is to even stand a chance at grazing the surface of the truth in its purest form. Now listen, I will not tolerate any subjective excuses for shoddy work. For our first unit, you must draw exactly what you see. What are you waiting for?
This is outstanding.
What a perceptual approach to realism.
This simple background really forces an almost sculptural
The
experience of
non-resolution
word
of the line between negative and positive form constitutes a bold and outright rejection of the structure of signification.
Now, the monkey and the evocation of
I
nature
think the
signify
equation
two
of nature is
contrasting
so relevant
themes.
by this guy.
Mankind's pursuit
For
of
those who need
progress
help
and
interpreting,
diminishing
a basic
spaces for
figure
the
of a
natural
woman wearing a
coexistence
gray
of
dress
progress.
stands under a traffic light. To her left is a double-storied shop house with a renovated doorway. The lack of air swingers being a telltale sign of modernization. A known pedigree cat with white paws sits at the doorstep, staring at three
This is
birds.
why I love abstract art.
That fiery red really brings forth the visceral flows of passion.
Anti-illusionistic impression of the painting's title contributes to the cultivation of the opposing ideas of abstraction and realism.
Okay, let's try this first. How's this setting?
Holy shit.
What's happening?
Anyone can do photorealism.
I liked his older stuff better.
Perhaps the change in his art is a function of a tumultuous private life?
Another sellout.
Exactly, two groups of fruits have been featured on Mr. Jing's canvases, which constitute a juxtaposition of perceived high and
seemingly new stylistic choices. It's all about the element of contrast, taking back the power and the rights from heretofore dominant modes of.
Okay, class. It is now time to bid the realism unit a sad farewell. For our next unit, we must look beyond what our eyes can see. You must draw more than what you can see.
Sorry. Um, so basically, I was muted this entire time. I did not realize that. So what I was taking away from this is in the beginning, what the artist was seeing was what they saw, but because they have poor eyesight, all of their pictures came out like a little bit blurry. Um, so the contrast between, I mean, you still saw the contrast between light and dark in the picture, even though it was blurry to them, or as the process, or sorry, as the picture was made, it was blurry because their eyesight was blurry. So when they were posting this, a lot of people were commenting about it being like, oh wow, this is a different approach. And then like, you know, they were saying like, this is a great like artistic way of showing this and that. And then when they got glasses and their eyesight got better, they started accurately drawing what they were seeing. And then they received a lot of negative feedback because they felt like, or I should say, the people that were viewing the art was saying that they were steering from the direction of their art style, but technically what they were making before was not their art style. What they were making before was an art piece, but what they were seeing, if that makes sense. So when they had got their glasses, they were actually drawing how they can see accurately. I feel like I'm going around in circles, but needless to say, this kind of shows that you could be drawing in one art style in one moment of time, and then in the next period of time, you draw in a different art style, and people are always going to have a opinion of like how they feel your art should be or how it should look. But in reality, you should just be drawing for you and how it makes you feel and how you see it. And if other people have their insight, they have their insight, but definitely don't let their opinion and their insight take over how you process your art, because that is your release of what you see and how you feel when you make the piece. But this is good. I really did like this. This was really good. And then at the end, they drew like an actual chicken, right? At the end.
It
Let me.
asks you on.
So in the beginning, they drew the actual chicken. Let me go back. And this is how they see the chicken, right? A super realism style chicken. This chicken right here looks very cartoon, but then in this picture it's super realistic. Even the basket is super realistic, but and then they erased it, and I feel like they erased it because they were like, okay, like yes, I drew it how I saw it, but in reality I want to draw it how I feel it looks like. And when they drew based on their feelings, the chicken had a fun approach. And it was just like, it's just a fun picture of a chicken. And this it should be as accepted as someone drawing like a realism picture of something. When somebody draws this is how they view it. So this should just be as accepted as another piece that may like be a more, I don't want to say professional route, but more of like what people think, okay, this is what it's supposed to look like. So this takeaway, I was like, at first I was like, wait, why did they draw it like this? But then I was like, oh, they drew it like this because they were just basically saying, it doesn't matter how I draw it. If this is how I feel and this is what I like when I draw it, this is what I like, and I'm going to take it home with me. And they were so proud when they took it off. They're like, yes, this is my chicken. That is my chicken. So that was really good. I really like that. And then it says, what happens when an artist with poor eyesight attempts realism? Art student impresses the realism long art teacher from the get-go. Following her advice, he draws what he sees, straining his eyes in the process. The artwork gets progressively blurrier. In turn, his online fame skyrockets as art critics and social media praise his unique art style as an abstract artist. That's when he was making the art that was blurry, but it was just because the person had poor eyesight. But they were texting out. They were just saying, hey guys, I'm just drawing what I see. And in both cases, the character was drawing what they saw. In the first case, they were drawing what they saw, but it was just blurry. In the second case, they were drawing what they saw, and it was just more realism. And then it says, the deep, profound intentions and meaning to his stylistic choice when all he's actually doing is drawing exactly what he sees. It's about the subject of art, the gap between intention and interpretation, the fickle nature of public opinion. Like any piece of art, I think it can have many different takeaways. But to me, what I see is a personal reminder not to place the value of my creations in the hands and mouth of others, as the art world is as the art world is sometimes contradictory and absurd, it is impossible to please or displease everyone in the world. Yeah, that is a wonderful take. And it's a good reminder that just create art because you like creating art. And this is what brings you joy, you know? And if it brings joys to others along the way, that is great. But, like, you should just really be creating art because it comes from, like, yourself. And when you look at it, you're like, oh, wow, I really did that. So, yeah. And don't worry about what others think about you. And life, don't worry about what others think about you. It's not their business anyways. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This one is called Steve Socks and Spleen Surgery. It says William Sneakspear. So cute. This is an anime story about the time Steve, my pet ferret, had to get a spleenectomy? I hope that by the end of the video you would love him as much as I do. Oh no. Not his spleen.
The first thing you ought to know about Steve is that Steve hates socks. Or, you know, he hates when people are wearing socks. He doesn't care about the socks on their own, he doesn't care about feet, but as soon as you put the socks on, it is on sight with Steve. If he knows you're wearing socks, he will stop at nothing to get you. The second thing you ought to know about Steve is that Steve is very snuggly. He's always following me around asking for me to pick him up, and I do. I'm always picking him up and snuggling him, which is why I was pretty quick to notice when he developed a big lump in his lower abdomen. After a trip to the vet and a bunch of tests, Steve was diagnosed with splenomegaly, which is a fancy way of saying big spleen. But that it didn't have a clear cause and that medical intervention wasn't necessary as long as it wasn't impacting his quality of life. And that was fine because it wasn't impacting his quality of life. Until, you know, one day, it was. The vet staff and myself had a long discussion about how I needed to prepare for the surgery. They told me to pack his favorite snack with him so he won't be hungry when he wakes up. They said he'll need to be kept separated from his friends while he heals so they don't try to gnaw his stitches off. I asked them, how do I keep him from gnawing his own stitches? And they said, they don't usually chew on their own stitches, but if he does, he'll have to wear a tube sock with armholes cut out of it. Now, you'll remember from earlier that sock wearers are his sworn enemy. I imagine that having to wear one himself would bring great shame to him.
No. Steve.
I drop him off at the clinic at 7:30 a.m. with his snack and his favorite toy. I'm told I should expect a call sometime later in the afternoon to tell me how it went. It's 11 in the morning, I'm packing their food in the freezer, and I get a phone call from the vet. He says, I'm gonna give you an early Christmas present. This was right before Christmas, by the way. He said, the surgery went great, Steve is awake now, and he ate the snack you packed for him. You can come pick him up anytime after 3 p.m. The hard part is over. You can relax. At 3:30 p.m., I bring Steve home with some pain medicine and a post-op instruction sheet. Keep him from his friends for 5 days. Restrict his exercise for 10 days. Don't let him gnaw, lest he succumb to the dreaded tube sock. For the first time in a long while, he was able to walk again, with his hind end a little too tall because he was used to more weight in the back. I slept by him that night to make sure that he didn't have to wear that sock. In the next few days, he mostly did a lot of sleeping, while his friend Oatmeal stood like 1 inch away from his cage, I guess just wishing for him to get better. After what felt like an eternity, but in reality was 5 days, Steve could finally see his beloved friends again. And, well... Oh my goodness.
Oh, Steve! Oh!
Steve, alright, you gotta chill out. You gotta chill out. So now he's with his friends again, and they follow him around to love on him and kiss him and cuddle him and just be around him while he recovers. His best friend, Princess, especially sticks by him and sleeps on top of him like a little bed. The vet calls me sometime later with Steve's pathology report. He said, I'm going to give you a late Christmas present, and rattled off a bunch of medical stuff, but the important part was that there was no evidence of neoplasia, which is a fancy way of saying he's cancer-free, and that he can now be considered fully cured.
Yes, happy ending for
It's
Steve.
a few months later, I'm working at my desk, and I'm wearing socks because it's cold. I hear those little footsteps getting louder and louder until I feel sharp little teeth and claws on my toes.
Ew.
And that's fine. I'm just glad to hear those footsteps again, and I'm glad that he can still stay by me to make sure that I don't have to wear socks.
I love that. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, Steve. Parent ever. Wow. So cute. I cannot. Oh. What are people saying? Came to rewatch this after hearing the news about Princess. Oh no, Princess, no! Rest well. You did a great job helping Steve get better. Oh. Okay. Last one. It's called Firstborn, made by Jade House Productions. It says, determined to gain favor in his family's eyes and match his sister's status, a boy must prove his worth and show his potential in an upcoming martial arts competition. Oh, this is cute too. His hair is so like it's so fluffy at the top. really good. And it showed like even though he didn't get he got like some recognition from his dad at the end, but he didn't get the reaction that he wanted. His sister was still able to like genuinely just show him that like you are the best. I look up to you. I'm your biggest fan, and I truly will always be your cheerleader no matter what. I love that. That was so cute. Okay, so that is it for the reactions for today. I hope you guys enjoy all the short films. I will have them in the description box below. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.